Welcome to The Explainer. You hear the name Toyota and you instantly think of cars, right? Millions of them driving all over the globe. But what if I told you that the entire empire started with a wooden loom? Today we aren't talking about Sakichi Toyoda as a car manufacturer. We're looking at a guy known as the king of Japanese inventors, a man whose relentless drive completely changed history, starting entirely in the textile industry. So here's the big question for today's explainer. How exactly does a simple wooden loom evolve into a global titan pumping out 10 million vehicles a year? It honestly sounds like a paradox. But the answer lies in a series of brilliant inventions, some wild calculated risks, and a totally revolutionary way of thinking about work and leadership. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The carpenter's son, 2. The magic loom, 3. The Toyota way, 4. Rethinking modern leadership, and finally, 5. A legacy beyond looms. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, The Carpenter's Son, From Wooden Tools to Global Ambitions. Picture this. It's 1867, the dawn of Japan's Meiji Restoration. The whole country is rapidly industrializing. Sakichi Toyoda is born to a highly skilled but pretty poor carpenter. He learns the family trade, sure, but he's got this itch for something bigger. He wants to help Japan compete globally. But the real spark? Watching his own mother struggle day in and day out to weave cloth by hand. It was exhausting work. So, determined to actually fix everyday problems, he spends a solid month in 1890 obsessed with machines at a Tokyo exposition. That was the turning point. He completely traded manual labor for relentless invention. And his mindset? It is perfectly captured by Thomas Edison's famous quote, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99 perspiration." Sakichi absolutely loved Edison's work ethic. He was also completely obsessed with Samuel Smiles' book, Self-Help. He realized early on that breakthroughs aren't just sudden light bulb moments, they're messy. He literally built and smashed multiple looms in his family's barn. People thought he was completely crazy, but he didn't care at all. He knew it took perspiration to win. Which brings us to Section 2, The Magic Loom, Engineering the Future of Textiles. Just look at this timeline. It's an incredible progression of trial and error. In 1890, at only 24 years old, he creates a wooden hand loom you could operate with just one hand. Boom! Efficiency jumps by 50%. But he keeps going. By 1896, he's building Japan's first power loom out of steel and wood. But the absolute crown jewel, that drops in 1924. The Type G automatic loom. An engineer from a massive British firm actually called it the magic loom. Why? Because it could automatically reload its own thread at top speed without ever stopping the machine. A total game changer. But here is the real conceptual genius of it all. Jidoka. See, Sakichi realized that if a thread snapped while this magic loom was flying at high speed, it would just spit out a mountain of defective cloth. Total waste of time and money. So he designed a mechanism that forced the machine to stop itself the exact second a problem happened. That is Jidoka, autonomous automation. It's essentially automation with a human touch, catching errors right at the source so bad products never go down the line. And that mechanical fix sparked a massive cultural shift. Section 3, The Toyota Way, Philosophies Born from the Factory Floor. You might actually use this next framework at work yourself, the 5 whys. It's beautifully simple, but absolutely brilliant. When something breaks, you don't just slap a Band-Aid on it. You ask why 5 times. You drill down past all the annoying surface-level symptoms, right to the actual root cause of the issue. Then you implement a permanent fix. It started on a noisy factory floor, but honestly, it's a foolproof way to solve problems and cut costs in literally any business. Okay, let's talk about Kaizen. We hear it all the time as a corporate buzzword, right? But it literally translates to continuous improvement. And it's not about just doing your job vertically to hit a quota and look good. It's a complete culture shift. Instead of working in silos, everyone focuses horizontally on delivering value to the customer. It is this relentless, daily obsession with making things just a little bit better across the entire company. And you absolutely cannot have Kaizen without Genshi Genbutsu, which basically means go and see. Toyota firmly believes that you don't manage things blindly from a cushy executive office. You go to the Gemba, the actual physical place where the work gets done. If you're far from the Gemba, your decisions are probably going to be pretty bad. Titles, they don't matter. The people who intimately know the factory floor are the ones who get the most respect. Moving right along to Section 4, Rethinking Modern Leadership. Conventional versus process-oriented. Look at the stark difference here between these two mindsets. Your standard textbook Western leadership, super results-oriented. It's all carrots and sticks, pushing people for short-term numbers and hoping some solo hero swoops in to save the quarter. The Toyota way completely flips the script. It's totally process-oriented. A leader isn't a boss, they're a teacher and a mentor. They focus heavily on developing their people, trusting that if the process is solid, the right results will absolutely take care of themselves. And check out how they learn. Forget the exclusive old boys club or relying on some charismatic, visionary CEO giving flashy speeches. Toyota actually rejects the whole solo visionary vibe. Real leaders get their hands dirty. They go straight to the gemba, they intuitively harmonize with their teams on the shop floor, and they figure out what's really happening on the ground. It is never a solo endeavor. I absolutely love this quote. Every leader is a teacher developing the next generation of leaders. Building people takes time, and Toyota develops their leaders painstakingly slowly over many years. A leader's job isn't to hand out quick fixes or set people up to fail. You put your team in challenging situations, let them sweat a bit to succeed, and then show them how they can level up even more next time. We've seen the machines, and we've seen the mindset. Now let's wrap it up with Section 5, a legacy beyond looms, the ultimate pivot. Just look at this staggering number. Back in 1929, Sakichi made a highly controversial move. He sold the patent for his prized Type G automatic loom to the British Platt brothers for 100,000 pounds. At the time, that was equivalent to £1,000,000 yen. It was an absolute fortune. People thought he was out of his mind. Why on earth would you give up control of your masterpiece? Well, he sacrificed that immediate invention to fund something much, much bigger. Sakichi was looking way past the textile industry. He took all that capital and backed his son, Kiichiro, who had this incredibly ambitious dream of building automobiles. Sakichi knew he probably wouldn't live to see it, and sadly, he passed away the very next year in 1930. But talk about long-term thinking. He trusted the next generation completely, and from that one massive calculated risk, the Toyota Motor Corporation was born. 5 years after Sakichi passed, in 1935, top management gathered to write down the Toyota precepts to crystallize his spirit. Be faithful to your duties, be studious and creative, be practical, build a home-like atmosphere, and always have respect and gratitude. Back then, those rules guided their 13,000 workers. Today, those exact same precepts guide a global enterprise that has survived world wars, recessions, and massive technological evolutions. Which brings us to our final thought. Looking at Sakichi Toyoda's unbelievable journey from a wooden loom in a barn to a framework that builds 10 million cars a year, ask yourself about your own work. When things go wrong, are you just treating the symptoms, or are you asking why enough times to actually fix the machine? Thanks for joining me on The Explainer today, and hey, hopefully you can take a little bit of the Toyota way into whatever you build next.